Matt, what do we got for him?
Today we've got 7 fundamentals for a powerful backhand. One-hander. We're doing the one-hander today.
Let's get started.
All right, so number 1 today on our fundamentals for a powerful one-handed backhand, we're going to talk about the grip. I'm Matt. Pete's going to be here in a little bit with the second tip of the day. So first thing on the grip is I like to think about it like you're making a fist that lines up with the strings. So if you look at it that way, you can see how my fist is pointing where the strings are. I like to think about this as the power fist. But the only problem with that is you don't want to have the fingers together like you're making a fist. You want to make a little bit of space in between your fingers so you got a looser grip. You don't want to put the death grip on it like this. Plus you get more control when your fingers spread out. You got more of the racket handle in your hand, so you got more control over what you're doing. Now, one thing with the fist, if you're going to air from the fist and you're not parallel with the strings, don't go this way. This is the way a lot of people hit it, and this is just simply a weak way to make contact. If you really have your arm relaxed, I feel like it's going to open up the strings. This is more like a slice grip, so this is not what you want to do on your topspin power backhand. You want to have the power fist, of course, spread the fingers a little bit. The last thing that I want to talk about that is very important on a one-handed backhand grip is what you do with the other hand. So I like to think about it as like a little lobster claw, and I take my lobster claw and I grab the throat of the racket. And the key here, the most important thing to me, is that you hold on to it and you almost, when you go to hit the ball, you almost pull it out of that hand. You don't want to swing with one arm. That's the worst thing you can do. And you don't want to just drop your arm early before you swing. You want to make sure you almost pull it right out of your hand when it's time to go. So there you go. Those are my tips on the grip for the one-handed backhand. Let's take it to Pete for our next tip.
All right, guys, next is unit turn. So the unit turn, just like we're doing on the forehand, we want to make sure that our arm is not moving independently and swinging independently. We are moving our entire body to get to the ball. So I'm here. Notice where the racket is. It's down here low, but the tip is up higher around my chest. So I'm holding the racket like this, and then I'm basically just swiveling my legs like this. I'm turning this foot, the toe, I like to think about turning it to the fence, and now I'm waiting on that ball. Now what's extremely important, where the ball is coming right at you or you got to move out for a ball, is that you're waiting for the ball, and then when it's time to really commit into the swing, that's when you're going to then step into the ball and go. If you go too early, let's say the ball's right to you, and so you just kind of turn and you wait, now your hips are locked up. So you want to be waiting for that ball in that semi-open stance and then go and swing, and then you get a lot more power on the ball. Even though I have to move out to a ball here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do my unit turn first, then start to run, reset on the outside leg, very important, and then when it's time to commit and swing, that's when I'm stepping in and swinging through. All right, Matt's going to be back with power tip number 3.
Okay, number 3, our next tip is say hello to the fence. So one of the things you're going to notice when you're watching professional tennis players, the difference on a forehand and a backhand is we see the forehand pretty much stays on this side of the body. It doesn't, as Pete likes to say, it doesn't break the body barrier and go back there. But the backhand, I'll do it this way, you see a little better, the backhand actually will go behind you a little bit during the racket drop, just briefly. So a great drill to work on this is what we call the say hello to the fence drill. So you're gonna get your lobster claw and you're gonna grab the throat of the racket and literally put it behind you and say hello to the fence. And not only is this gonna get you more comfortable with the, putting the racket behind you in the middle of the swing, but it's gonna help you keep your grip loose when you reach back there and grab it as you get a feed. So I got Pete off camera about the feed. I got my lobster claw on the throat of the racket. I'm gonna point it back at the fence. And Pete, you want me to grab it after the feed or right before?
Right as the ball's coming, then you're going to let go.
All right. Pretty good.
All right, our next power tip is the dip. So I see a lot of recreational players, because they're not used to getting their knuckles in this position, when they go to hit a backhand, they keep everything up and they go to hit and there's no power. Then they're going to hit a lot of balls in the net, especially if you've never had topspin on your backhand and you get here, you tend to be nervous, you tend to be tight, and when we're like that, no matter what we're doing in life, we tend to freeze up. And so I'll see people here and then they're going to hit and it just kind of frozen there. You want to use your offhand to help you relax. What you don't want to do is like forcefully make this move. Then it's gonna be just not natural. So I'm actually creating this dip with my off hand. So really get in touch with the racket here. Feel the racket in this hand. You can even practice coming here and then dropping, promoting the dip. So then when you're getting ready to hit, now you're gonna dip and through. Very important. If you don't do that, then you're not gonna get under the ball for the topspin. So watch me demo a couple so you can see I'm really using this offhand to make that happen.
All right. Fundamental number 5, me and Pete like to call it the rip. I like to think about this mostly as just letting it fly. So let it rip, let it fly, be loose. A lot of people, what you'll see is they're very elbow driven, all right? They're using this joint to kind of get behind the ball and kind of like just uncoil your power from the elbow alone. This is obviously a great way to get injured, and you're not going to generate a ton of power. So some of the stuff that we already talked about, the unit turn, saying hello to the fence, the dip, getting down underneath the ball, those things are going to generate power. When you're actually getting to the ball, you just want to let it go. Just let it be loose. So let it fly, let it rip. Don't try to jab it with your elbow or anything like that. So I'm going to demo a couple. You'll see me doing the things that we just talked about, and I'm going to try to just be very loose. I got my fingers spread apart with my loose baby birds in the hand grip, and I'm gonna just try to let it fly through the ball. And we're gonna talk about contact on the next tip, but you'll notice I'm gonna try to just let it fly through contact to the follow through. Woo! That's a good one.
Next is the contact point, and it is very important on the one-handed backhand topspin that you are out in front. There are other shots like the forehand. I can actually hit late and behind, still get away with it. Even with a two-handed backhand, I can hit back here and still make that. But you see the way the one-hander is built, if I'm in this grip and I go to hit, if I'm behind, the racket's not even set to hit the ball yet. So you're really gonna get punished if you are late on the ball. So on the one-hand backhand, this is where you wanna definitely think about that fist going out and meeting the ball, and look how far out in front that is. That's the ideal contact point. It's way out in front of your step. It's right there. That's gonna allow you to freely swing through the ball like Matt was talking about. If it's anything behind this point, you see that my racket can't even really make contact with the ball, right? So there's no power coming there. The ball's not gonna go into the court. I gotta get out there if I wanna make that shot and then give myself the freedom to finish.
Finally, number 7, my favorite, the Roger Federer Fed Puff, the puff. So Pete calls it the puff because it's like you're puffing your chest out like a bird, very proud bird. And that's how you want to get into that follow through. If you really want to put every bit of power you can get on the ball, we've done everything right. All these fundamentals, you want to puff up as you hit the ball. So I can puff my chest all I want right here, but let me show you when I actually hit the ball how it works.
Matt, that was a really nice backhand. I couldn't tell if that was you or Fed.
Well, that's my favorite shot. I've been, better at hitting backhands forever. It's always been the most natural shot to me since I first started playing. Even as terrible as I was back then, I could still kind of hit a one-handed backhand.
It looked really good. Hey guys, if you want to improve your backhand, we got a 3-part free training series on the backhand. We got a commercial. Stick around, watch it at the end. Very cool commercial.
Watch it. You'll have somewhere to click on the screen to get your free training.
That's right,
if you're on the YouTube app. If you're not on the YouTube app, you can always click the description below. But hey, watch the little commercial, see what you're getting yourself into. Pete, what should they comment below?
Comment below.
You can win a tennis racket when you comment on all of our videos from the Complete Player series.
That's right. All the videos got a comment. Today's question is, What's the biggest challenge that you've had on your one-handed backhand generating power? You ask your question below. Matt and I are going to answer them. Watch the commercial and be looking out for complete player training video number 9.
Number 9.
We'll see you soon.
Oh, one last thing before
Yeah.
we go. Very curious. If you are a two-handed backhand, comment below. I want to know if you have a two-hander and you're watching this because maybe you're thinking about doing the switch.
The switch. We'll make a video called the switch, I think, too. It's a good one.
I can't wait for the switch. See you guys.
See ya.